Hello YouTube, welcome back to Assetto Corsa, and I know this is a day late. It was supposed to come out yesterday, but there we go. Nothing I can do about that. Right, today we're going to be reviewing the Porsche 911 or 911 Carrera S, and first of all, I've chosen it in white, which some of you are probably going to be like, why have I chosen it in white? This car is obviously supposed to be red or something extravagant. I like it in white. It kind of looks good, and besides, didn't I do the 718 Cayman in red, and I did the Panamera in blue. So really, I'm just going through all of them. Let's be honest. I'm not really looking at which one I'm doing and which way I'm doing it. I'm just going through every single one. Anyway, Carrera S. What is this car? Well, it's the 911, one of the most popular cars around. It looks. I don't want to say it looks the same as what it did 50 years ago. Obviously it doesn't, but it has the same characteristics. So that means that it is a rear wheel drive. That means that it does have those strange headlights at the front that you only get on Porsches and Volkswagen Beetles. It means that it's a rear engine car. Again, it looks good though, and it works. The system works for Porsche. Weighs 1.5 tons, 1,515 kilograms, and churns out 420 bhp, and that is at about 6,500 RPM. Even more of a linear power curve than the Porsche 718 Cayman. It's between about 1,500 and the top of 6,500. It is pretty much a straight line. So you get really good power delivery. Torque on this car is at maximum 500 newton meters of torque. Nice round figure they've given us there. 500 newton meters of torque, comes in at about 1,750 or 1,700 and goes all the way to 5,000, delivering a nice flat torque band, which is really nice. That means that you're going to get really good performance from this car in that range. After that, it does drop off quite significantly, so you do want to be a little bit wary about that. Nevertheless, it's a good car. Six cylinder engine, flat six, not a V6 or anything, flat six. Obviously, like I said, rear engine. It's a 3-liter engine, and it's a pretty nice engine. Very typical, very typical of Porsche or of 911s. And as you can see, I'm giving it a bit of a slide. That was unintentional. I didn't mean to slide this car much at all. I wanted very slight slides, and because obviously I think I've got the traction control off already at this point. I've driven it with traction control on. I like them with traction control off. You know, it's just what I like. 0 to 62 miles an hour in 3.9 seconds with this PDK transmission. So it's a 7-speed flappy paddle. So that's your transmission. I think the manual, there is a manual version available. It's not in Assetto Corsa, which is a shame, because I think the manual version of this car would be absolutely fantastic, but we just don't have it. We just do not have the manual version of this car, which is an absolute shame. But that does have a slower 0 to 60 of 4.3 seconds. This is 3.9 with its Sport Plus and all that kind of stuff, and a top speed of 190 miles an hour, which is, I think that's fairly decent. 190 miles an hour is fairly decent. Any specs that I've missed out? I'm not sure. Let me think. Well, I suppose because this car can be purchased, I'll give you the price in pounds, and that is £88,245 according to the Porsche UK website, including VAT. VAT is charged at 20%. I think it's 20%. Yeah, it's 20%. There you go. So 88 grand. So what is that? 95,000 euros, something like that. 95,000 euros, maybe $110,000, 110,000 US dollars, something like that. It's an expensive car. It is quite an expensive car. Tires, actually, I haven't really talked about the tires, have I? What tires does it, or what wheel size does it have? Let's see if I can pull up the wheel size. I'm not even sure. I think it looks like it's got 19s. It could have 20s, but it looks like it's got 19s, could be 20s. So there you go. Don't quote me on that one. But that's not really the important part. The important part, of course, being Assetto Corsa, is how does this car drive? What is it like to drive? Is it fun? Is it nice? Does it feel like a Porsche? Well, first of all, like I said, I don't like the fact that it's a flappy paddle gearbox. I know that this is always there, but I don't like the fact that this is a flappy paddle gearbox. I would prefer it to be manual. That's just me. You know, I like manual cars. It's just nice. But it is a flappy paddle, and it does work kind of well. It doesn't give you that fine control, but it does work kind of well. Modelling, again, top notch from Kunos. Same with texturing. Now I've noticed that the clocks in this car as well, it looks like this must be a thing of new Porsches. All have this clock in the middle on the dashboard. So there we go. Interior is very nice. You can see that it shows your turbo pressure. And yes, this thing is turbocharged at 1.1 bar. So it does have turbochargers. It's very, very similar to the Cayman. It's very similar to the Cayman, the display. Obviously, it's not red. Of course, with different car colours, that does change. This was pointed out to me. I did forget to mention that with different car colours, this will change. I have to say, though, the interior was quite subtle. I did quite like it. Sound-wise, it's definitely a Porsche. You know, it's got that classic Porsche sound. You can just about hear the turbo. It's not too loud, but you can hear the turbo. But it does have a very classic Porsche sound to it. So it's very, very nice. I did like the sounds, and it doesn't have that wind noise, too much wind noise like I had with the complaint with the Cayman. So I like this car a lot more on the sounds. Then it comes to the driving. Now, I'll tell you something. This car can be slid. And if you slide it right and put your foot down hard, get it in the corner and just hold that slide, it's really, really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a clip of Mugello here. In about a few seconds, and you'll see me sliding this car around Mugello. Because I'm going to slide it here, but I'm going to slide this one was a much better slide. Here we go. Have a look at that. So you can see it's such an easy car to slide, and there you go. You can see I'm driving it in red, and it's so nice as well. It's so nice to drive this car, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun to drive the car. Like I said, it's just that manual gearbox that annoys me, not having a manual gearbox, and I'm losing a slight amount of control here, but there we go. Just that manual gearbox that annoys me. Everything else about the car is really, really nice. It feels good. It feels like a sports car. It's fairly stiffly sprung, but it can ride the corners. It can ride the bumps. You can really push on the car, and when it starts giving out, it's not like a sudden snap of oversteer. It's a lot more progressive. It's not what you would expect. Obviously, from a rear-engine, rear-wheel drive car, you'd expect the oversteer to be a bit more snappy. It's not. It's a bit more progressive, so you can feel the car as it starts losing it. That means that you can essentially catch it, just like I did on that clip. You can catch the slide, and it makes it a lot more fun. What I am going to say is that the car understeers a bit. At mid-speed, it does tend to understeer a bit, and as you're trying to come out of that understeer, obviously you're turning in. Because of that rear-engine, rear-wheel drive, it then starts oversteering. So it's just something you have to be a little bit aware of. I think maybe you need to slow it down a little bit more than you think coming into corners, but then you can power out and just catch that slide ever so slightly, and I think you'll be having a lot of. There you go. You can just see it starting to push out there, and I just had to let off on the accelerator and downshift. So it's just something about the car. Nothing really too major. It's just how the car drives. What am I going to rate this car? Well, I like the sounds. I like how it looks. I do like how it drives. I don't like the fact that it's got a PDK gearbox. As a car itself, from what it's modelled and what it is a definite Kunos. This one is a definite Kunos 9.5 out of 10. Maybe even 10 out of 10. But for me, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I just don't like that gearbox. But it's a really nice car, so I do think you guys should go try it out. That's where I'm going to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think of this car. And I hope to see you guys later on in the week for the next episode.